Hey, everybody, Dr. Crystal Rosen. I'm so excited to have you here for the last segment of our International Women's Day. It's been an amazing, amazing, amazing day, and we have several people behind stage and several more people that are coming. We will start the interviews right when we get back. Well, hey, everybody, this is exciting. We made it to our last segment. Oh my gosh, I've only gotten up, I think, maybe twice, maybe three times since I've been here all day. It's going to be amazing to be able to stretch my legs if I can get some more blood to flow into them, okay? It's been a long day since 5 a.m. here till about 7 p.m. because we have several more people that will be coming on. Right now, we have two amazing guests that I would love to bring up at the same time and have some dialogue. And they are living in two different areas of the states here in the United States. And we might have one more international guest before this is all over. But before then, I want to bring on Miss Angel and Miss Pearl. Angel and L. So we have all of the L's going on today. Christelle. How are you doing, ladies?
Fabulous. Just fabulous. Happy Women's Day. You're my inspiration, girl. Keep going. We're doing it.
Thank you. Thank you. How are you doing?
Things are really well. They are. There's lots going on and being able to serve so many like you being right here. So thank you for asking. And I've been watching and beautiful guests coming on.
Yeah, I've seen you comment every now and then. It's really great. So thank you for your support. You're always just so supportive, and it means a lot to all of us. All of us really does. And Miss Overall, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me. I've been popping in as I've been at work, and I'm like, I don't know where you get the energy from to be doing what you're. I guess I need that diet that you're on.
No, did you? I don't know if you saw. I was trying to get some energy from eating a carrot. I went off screen to eat a carrot, and I came back on and choked half to death. I swallowed it, but there must have been some stuck in my tooth because as soon as I took in a breath to speak, went straight down my windpipe. And I couldn't even talk. Like my eyes were just like pouring water. I'm like, oh my gosh, carrots are supposed to be good for you. They're not supposed to kill you. Wow. I had to go off the screen so that the ladies just kept talking, while I was gone trying to figure out if I was going to be alive or dead.
Well, we're glad you're okay. We're glad you're okay.
You had to clean out that windpipe because you were talking so much.
I'm like, I came back and you didn't even ask me if I was okay. Now, what the world was that?
Yeah, but you know. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so Miss Bryan, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Me. Okay. Hi, my name is April Bryan, and where do I start? I was a missionary, a pastor, a hairstylist, a entrepreneur. I have since taken a sabbatical from ministry for a little while, not ministry per se, but ministry on the platform. And now I'm dedicating my time full time to hairstyling, which is my ministry also behind the chair. So so that's kind of where I'm focusing my energy right now, is just ministering to women one-on-one behind the chair. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Is that the name of your book?
Oh, my books. Oh, so I did publish 2 books, which I have unpublished for a little bit, but here they are. I don't know if y'all can see them. Y'all can see them. We're working on some stuff with them, so I just kind of have them there. So I'm sure you and I will talk about how you'll help me fix the stuff that I'm working on with them.
I'm talking about the next book, Ministry Behind the Chair, I'm saying.
Oh yeah. That's something we're supposed to be collaborating on, you and I.
Right. Yeah, it's a really good name. So yeah, really great. And then we have Miss Angel here.
Oh, wow. You talk about energy, you're just saying that's where you're putting your energy. And that's really what I'm about also, is about energy and, being in the valley I just love being in Phoenix, Arizona. I mean, that rainstorm yesterday took me right out. I mean, the electricity, we don't get rain, right? So it was beautiful. And, also I was right in the middle of the launch, and you might know about it, is the 4th book to the Art of Connection.
Yeah.
Yesterday. And that has been really fun to be in all of the books, so it's the Art of Connection. And we're having a party. Yeah, we're having a party. You should come. You live close. We're having a party Saturday. And
I am at the Oscars. Thank you very much. I'm not available.
I knew that.
I'm in Hollywood right now. I hung up my green screen with some gaffer's tape, and we're just making it happen. So I'm not available. I'm so sorry.
You know what? You will be missed, but we'll watch you. I'm going to watch you and support you, honey.
I don't know that you actually see me. I don't have a ticket to the actual Oscars yet. There's a lot of pre-events, so there's tons of stars and celebs and all different kinds of folks at all of the events that we go to. So I don't know how many fit all, and they're gifting suites. So they give you stuff. And so I don't know how I'm going to fit all this stuff in my luggage, but I'm actually might have to get something to get back home. A lot of stuff that they give. Because I'm doing media interviews, and I'm interviewing them.
Mm-hmm. But what's your favorite thing to do, hon? What is your favorite thing? Is the interviews, or what is it that you really like doing at them? Because you've been here before, right?
At the Oscars?
Yeah.
No, I've done other red carpet stuff here in Hollywood, but not the Oscars. And then as long as this goes well and they like the outcome, then it will be the Emmys as well in September. And then as long as that goes well, there's another one that I can't tell you. That's a secret one that I'm really excited about. Oh my gosh, it's going to be in the spring. I'm so excited about that one. So yeah.
Your energy just went.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm really excited about the 3rd one that I can't talk about. So we got to make it through these 2.
Yeah, well, not make it. You're in the flow with this energy, and because you're so in integrity and inspire so much, and you're so kind. Everybody on. Just your energy alone too. Yeah. Just to everybody's energy of wanting to serve so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Celebrate. Kudos for you.
Definitely. Yeah. So, all right, ladies, this is the last segment. Oh, wait, let me see. Okay, the other people are not on yet. So I know you both can handle this. So I'm going to go off script from what I put in the email. I know you both can handle this. Oh my gosh. The last one that I went off script on, like earlier during the day, we were all just boohooing and stuff, but this is not going to be a boohoo session. Okay. We can handle it. We can handle it. Okay. So, as we know, there's women in the United States, there's women all over the world, and we all go through some similar things, and then we all go through some things that are specific based on the culture, okay? So when we look at celebrating the things that make us one, celebrating the things that make us one, celebrating the things that make us one, what is it that you think about when you think about that sentence in relation to all women all over the world, what is something that we can celebrate that we all have or we all go through in the world?
Wow, that's a pretty big one. One of the first things that kind of come to mind is I remember I had this experience when I was in Zimbabwe. I was speaking with this older lady, and she couldn't speak English. I couldn't speak English. And then I realized that there's a language that is unspoken, that is love, that you can understand someone even if you don't speak the same language. And to go back to the question that you asked, one of the things that I realized is it doesn't matter where we are in the world as women, rich, poor, regardless of what we all want the same things for our children. If we have kids, we all want the same things. We want our kids to be better than we are. We want them to accomplish more than we have. And it's like, as you go through life, you begin to realize that at the core of us as women, worldwide, globally, whether it doesn't matter. That's kind of like the thing we carry most is how can our kids become better human beings than we ever could be? And I think that that's kind of the thread that ties a lot of us together is that thing that's how moms could, nurse another person's baby, because it's that innate thing that we all carry as women to see our offspring become better than we are. And so we will go to the ends of the earth to do whatever it is we have to do to make sure that this human being that we have nurtured all these months become better than we are in some way, shape, or form.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yes. And to just kind of go on top of that is that I'm going to go even bigger than that and go to the whole population and all humanity, that we innately want to be mama bears and daddy bears. And it is about the kids. However, also what brings us vibrationally together to make us one is the emotions. And we all have emotions, no matter every human. And the key that I believe is one of the things is when we go through that vulnerability where we actually can cry in front of someone, when we can say what is innately within us that hurts us. That is also what brings us into the oneness, because you'll hear a story from me and it brings us in and people are leaning in. But then you could tell a story and I'm leaning back going, oh, I can't hear that. We have that emotion, and that's that frequency that brings us together as one.
Yeah, and I think even with what you're saying, based on the fact that love is the language, a woman that goes through things like when I was in Turkey teaching English to the students, there were parents there, and only a few of the parents spoke English, but I had this whole conversation and like the pointing and then laughing and trying of the words, and then they were trying words, and we have conversation every time, because her daughter just simply just loves me to death, and so she was just really just trying to talk to me, and so even on Instagram we make it through. We don't know all the exact words, but we make it through. And so I think having where the smile has its own language as well. And just anything related to body language, if we know how, I'm going to say if we know how to use our bodies was what I was going to say. But that is one of the universal languages as well. Okay, so how about looking at we speak a lot about how we help people that have been in some kind of trauma, drama, or otherwise. And so with that, there's some surveys that I sent out. I don't know if you ladies had a chance to do the surveys, but there was a number of different things on there about people agreeing that they need self-care, people having where they feel that they want to change a couple things in their life. And then one stat was showing that the amount of people that felt that they really, really had everything going right was only like 15% of the people that answered the questions. And so 15%, feel that they don't really need to make too many changes at all. How do you all feel about that? Like, does that seem to you? Like some said, I need to maybe change one or two things, or 25% or 50% of things, and about 15, 17% they said they need to change everything. And then when you add up all of the numbers, it only leaves that there's about 15% of the people that answered that feel like, yes, they're on the right path. So what's your comments on that, and maybe some encouragement for those that are in the other 85%?
So if I understand it, you're saying 85% thinks that they're okay and 15% doesn't. It's the other way around. Thank you. Appreciate it. That's that dyslexia going on. Okay. So when you said that, it doesn't surprise me, because I believe that 80% of the population doesn't really get what's going on, and they're still on the treadmill of what is happening. We've all been there. And it doesn't mean that we were younger, older, like you said, any kind of culture or finances or whatever. I really believe that it's about confidence, and we don't really teach that confidence. And I feel just all these years of counseling that I've had is the people are only going to awaken when they awaken and say, wait, what is happening really in my life? And what's happening now with everyone going towards energy. So I'm not surprised of it. And the encouragement that I want to give to everyone is the easiest thing to do is reach out and ask for help. I mean, Dr. Crystal has so many things, but then also it takes time for you to just get inside yourself and clear and be reaching out. So
yeah, and we talked about that this morning too. Is that I was saying, and I think I said it one other time, so I made it through without crying, but that I want to have all the women that I know make it to the next International Women's Day, because that did not happen from last year to this year, because we had, several that lost their lives to domestic violence. And so in listening to the one young lady's voicemails, she would leave those voice messages on Messenger. Didn't really hear anything. Did not really hear anything at all, except for like there was this like little laugh, but she would do that little laugh after a lot of different things that she would say. And so reaching out is key. And it's interesting that we started the day talking about confidence and reaching out, and we're ending the day, talking about confidence and reaching out. So, there's something to be said about that. But why do we not feel that we have at least one or two people that we can confide in to reach out? Why is that as women that we don't feel that we have that?
If I could just jump in and finish that, I really believe from all these years of doing this, it's bottom line to get such shame, and shame energy, vibration of shame is so low that it creates that depression. And then it's, I don't care. And then it's the weight, then it's the looks, and it just keeps going. So to break it, to have that break, to come to something that you feel valued. And once that happens, it is a click. So that's why I believe that people don't, it's so much shame. So it's cut the shame. Let's get to it. Come on, ladies. Come on, you. Come on. You can do it.
Yeah, I think that's a really great point. The other thing that I'm seeing is that a lot of us have been taught to be quiet, and we have kind of mastered the art of being quiet. And then it's almost like I remember, if I might be candid, I remember I went to therapy for, some stuff that I was dealing with, and I was bawling my eyes out, just telling the therapist just all of the things that I was going through, that I had been, I had been raped and all this other stuff. And I was giving her this, this story about when I came home and I was there with my older sister, and she recognized that something had happened. And the therapist stopped me as I began narrating the story about what happened. I said, we shared a moment, but she didn't speak. And she said, okay, mirror, because that was the game we used to play. She said, mirror. She said, what did that teach you? I said, it kind of taught me that she also went through the same experience. She said, no, what it taught you was we don't talk about this, that we can guess that this has happened, but in our family language, we do not speak of trauma. And I think that that's what I've seen over the years, not just in my life and just the lives of a lot of people that I have been around, especially in the salon. It's a place where a lot of us, we become really naked. It's where people, some of our husbands don't see us without our hair and everything done up. And it's a space where women come and they get naked, and you realize this weight we carry, men and women, of just not talking. We are the secret keepers of anything wrong that has happened in my life, in my family's life. Is like we don't talk about it. And I think when we're talking about confidence, is getting the confidence to be able to own your own voice, to be able to say that what I have to say and what I'm experiencing is important enough that I have confidence in my voice to be able to say, this happened to me, and I am no longer going to sit here and be the gatekeeper of your silence. I don't want to be a part of this club anymore. And so I am going to make sure that if something is happening that I am not okay with, that I am not going to sit as the gatekeeper of being quiet, that I'm going to speak because I have now found confidence in my voice.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And
with that mic drop, ladies, that is the end of the interview. No, I'm just kidding.
and if I could add to that is, viewers, take that vibration in, that passion she had. Take that in and take a moment and do some diaphragmatic breaths. That's what you can do, physically actionable, to help you to see your life and how you can take action. Take a breath. Take a breath, everybody. Relax. Start to look and keep taking those deep breaths. Amen. Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. It's very important for us to really do that self work and keep doing it and have it be a part of our habits. It has to be a part of our habits. And there's so many women that suffer in silence that I just feel bad, each time that, I feel like, was there something else I could have done? Was there something else I could have done so that the life was saved? But God knows what He's doing, and and it's His will, not mine. But it's International Women's Day. But I did want to just have where we take right now just a moment of silence for the women that are no longer with us from last year, and then we'll have a few moments to close because my dear friend from Denmark is behind the scenes now, and we'll have where we have our next session with her, and there's a few other people too, but let's just do a moment of silence. Yeah, amen. So the thing that came to me are those that are left behind. Those that are left behind because the person is gone, and it's still where people, just like with physical abuse and other things like that, where you still think about depending on how close you were to the person, or if you're in the family, depending on what happened, you still now think about them every single day. And so if there's anything that we can do, you know, with all the different work that all of us do, the three of us do, anything that we can do to the other word that you all did not necessarily, maybe you did touch on it and I didn't hear it, but the other word that we said today, ladies, was aware. Aware. So just being aware of ourselves and the inner work that we need to do so that we are more clear and open for God to speak to us, you know, fasting and praying and just have where we can just really, really, really hear his voice, where then we can hear potentially better what somebody else is going through. Like, you know, my one friend, I did try to beg her to come to Arizona and live with us, but these last ladies, all the different voicemails, I didn't hear any signs. So the one thing is we do have to open our mouth and ask for help. The other one is, if you're close to somebody, they should also be aware enough, maybe so that they can hear too, or feel or something. So I told you the questions for you all were not going to be the common questions, the just run of the mill questions. I'm not gonna put anyone else through this, but any thoughts on that?
If I might jump in, I think one of the things that, it's something that I was even dealing with a young lady today. You know, we've learned to dress it up so much on the outside that even if you have some of the greatest sonar, we can't pick it up because it goes back to that same question again. We have so learned to camouflage how we're really feeling because it's almost like there is a side of us that we present to the public, and then there's a side that is presented when we're alone. And so we've mastered the art of presenting what we want you to see when we are in public. And so, you know, listening to the pain that you're carrying for your friends that you've lost, it's like you're trying to look and to figure out where did I miss it? And the unfortunate thing that most of us grapple with, you didn't miss it if we were looking for signs that we were looking for, because we've learned to hide it so much that you would not be able to find it unless you were a fly on the wall. And that's where we have to get, like we've been saying, I don't know what we can do to be able to say this is a safe space, that it is okay for you to come and throw it. I know, you know, my background and yours, and I, you know, it's the church where, you know, you think your pastor should be the space that you go and the word that I used to use is to vomit. And we know that if someone comes and vomit, it might sound gross, pardon me, but no one should go and dissect what you ate for breakfast, what you ate for lunch, what you ate for dinner, and then bring that back to the congregation and say, well, she had eggs today or whatever. I'm just using that as an example. And I think so many of us, we've seen over the years, that safe space, that sacred space that you should be able to go and just let it all out, let it go and not be violated, has also become the space where so much violation is taking place that those people that have been traumatized and wounded have now even drawn back farther. So may God help us as we progress so that we can begin to start at least seeing the cracks and seeing the signs before we lose another beautiful soul without being able to help.
Yeah. So it's a heavy thing, and we'll be lightening it up for the rest of the night.
Yes,
Some lighter topics, but it's a heavy call, and so I just still have that on my mind because this is our organization, and this is something that has happened within our organization. And so she was a board member. She paid for a ticket to go to Pennsylvania, and she, you know, didn't make it. We were supposed to be, conference was 11 days after that. So we had a chair for her, and The other one wasn't a part of that organization, so we didn't have one, but we had a chair for her and whatnot. So yeah, we just have to continue to see what we can do. And we do have the Sisters Lives Matter organization. There'll be some things that we'll be doing with that as well. But on a lighter note, as we get ready to close, Angel, can you just give us like, okay, I counted out for the other person. I don't know if I have to have my fingers out for you, but just 30 seconds, Angel. Just some kind of word. I know you have your book where you can flip through and find a word, but what do you have for us?
Allowing. And you know, awareness and allowing is really the same. It goes back to understanding each and every one of you matters, and you might not feel that way, but you do. And allowing our life to unfold is an adventure, and leaving it into the adventure. And to remember that each one of us, all humanity has those emotions. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be vulnerable and tell us, hey, this isn't working for me.
Awesome. Awesome. 30 seconds, Ms. Overall.
That's awesome. I'm truly honored to have been a part of this panel. Thank you so much. My word that's been ringing over in my head for the past several days is access. Like, we have to really learn who we are giving access to in our lives. I think that that's something that has really been healing me lately, is understanding that because I love you doesn't mean that you get to have access to me. And I think that if a lot of us can learn that and understand that, and not walk around with guilt over who we don't allow access to, I think we'll see a lot more of us, coming out of some of the situations that we're in. It's like understanding that I am deserving and worthy of you not dumping any more trauma on top of me, because I'm already trying to deal with the ones that I've had to deal with unknowingly. So access is a big thing for me. And I just want to encourage women out there, understand that you are deserving. You are deserving.
Excellent. She's like, you're deserving. You are.
And Crystal, I hold you dear, honey, and thank you so much for what your sadness, your pain. I'm just holding some space for you always, Crystal.
Yeah.
Always.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye now.
Hey, everybody. This is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and I am here with two lovely guests, one that's sitting beside me and one that I'm about to bring on the screen for us to have. Let's see if I have anyone else that's supposed to be on after you all, but this is Julie, and this is Kirsten. Did I say it right? No? Shisten. Did I say it right? Oh, I just butchered it. Hi, Julie. How are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good. Awesome. Yeah, you came in on the other one while we were talking about some pretty heavy stuff. I'm like, we're gonna lighten it up for the end of the day. So
That sounds good.
Awesome. So go ahead and introduce yourself. I'm really excited to have you on. I've been talking about your coming on all day.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, my name is Julie. I'm from Denmark. I live in LA now. I came here to study. I'm double majoring in film production and fashion merchandising. So that's very exciting.
Excellent. And how long have you been here in the United States?
I've been here 7 months.
7 months.
Yeah, so some people would say I'm still quite new.
Right. And then who do we have here?
I'm Shisten, and I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and I teach spiritual classes to students all over the world, and we talk about mindfulness and meditation and liberation and things like that.
Excellent. And so I appreciate you all being on today. This is International Women's Day, and so we have been going strong all day since 5 a.m. And I'm going to have to try to find some blood somewhere in a box or a bottle and put it back in my legs. Like, I can't feel my legs. No, it's not that bad. But tell me, Julie, like you, did you come here with other people? You came here by yourself?
I came here completely by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did people say when you said you wanted to do that?
Sorry?
What did people say? Did anybody try to discourage you, or how was your family?
So my dad, he was very, oh, that's what you want to do. Well, that's what you got to do. Let me know if I can help you contact anyone or research anything for you. Where my siblings, they're like, okay, that's really cool. And my mom, she was very, oh, are you sure this is it? And yeah, so she was more, I don't know, taken aback by it, which is understandable. She's a mom.
Right.
Yeah.
You have brothers and sisters?
I have 2 sisters. Yeah, both younger. Yeah.
Both younger. Okay. And so are they talking about they might want to come here now?
They definitely want to visit, but they're not moving here, unfortunately. I think that's good for my mom, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your experience yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah, we met at a gift suite event, I guess it was called. I had a really great experience. I think everyone was so nice and lovely. I loved how all the people that were there with the stands, every time I asked someone, oh, so how long have you had your business for? They all said they pretty much just started during COVID or last year. And I just thought that was so inspiring to see all these people fighting and doing what they love to do. And a lot of it was, I remember I met this woman who did, she handed out lashes. She had her own lash company. And she's just like, all the lashes had words on them that was like representing how do you want to feel today. So if you like woke up and wasn't feeling your best, it would be powerful. The lashes would be called. And then you would put them on and be powerful. There we go. Exactly. I have it here somewhere too.
Now these are huge for me. I don't wear ones that are that huge, but we'll see if I look super cute in them or not.
I'm sure you'll do.
Yeah, so that was something that was really intriguing for you, that it was only just a few years that all of them had been in business.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. Sorry?
I said the same thing. It was real interesting.
Yeah, I think that was really, really nice. And I think it's really important to like acknowledge all the smaller brands that's out there. I think that's really important. And I love discovering new, small, upcoming brands. I think that's so fun.
And what was your experience
Shiston. Mine was, it was amazing.
I have to do my head like that or say it.
It was incredible. I thought the products were really good quality. I thought that people had paid a lot of attention to detail and put a lot of intention into their work. And I was surprised actually of the quality of the products that they were handing out. Some of them, it was neat to go around and see how many people had written books and had content and material, and they were teaching people. And overall, I just thought it was an amazing experience.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. There were a lot of people. So that's a good thing, to have where there's so many people. But it made it difficult for some of what we were trying to do with the filming. But it was really great to see that so many people attended the event, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
You want. Yeah. And so, okay, so cool. So what is the favorite thing that you're doing in school right now? Because you also mentioned like design, like, fashion is part of what you like as well. So what's your favorite thing right now?
Oh, my favorite thing right now, I think it's the whole learning process. Right now, I'm learning everything from fashion marketing to different kind of stitches and how to sew on the machines. And I think it's so incredible. I love fashion marketing, all the thoughts that goes into how they organize the stores, to their branding, and how they do everything behind the scenes from not just the designs. Mm-hmm. I think that's very interesting to learn about, and I can use it in my everyday life as well. And it's definitely something that I want to dive more into.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And so how much longer do you have for school?
Oh, I have a while left. I just got here 7 months ago, so I started my second semester. So I have, about 3.5 years left.
3.5 years. Yeah, I wasn't sure which type program you were in, so that's why I asked. He's like, "Oh, I have like 7 years left still." So,
wow. Yeah, well, for full education, it is 4 years in total. So I got a while to go, but we'll see what happens.
Wow. So what's something that that you're working on that you want to share?
Oh, me? I've got a couple of books. One called The Neuroscience of Enlightenment that I'm working on at the moment. And that's to talk about the difference between a brain that meditates and a brain that doesn't meditate. And there's actual new neural synapses that actually start occurring in a brain that meditates and is mindful. So I'm writing a book about that, and I'm writing a book about awakening as well too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awakening, awesome. So on here, there were a few keywords that we've had, and one was aware.
Right.
Aware, being aware, and there's so many people that just go through life where it's actually that they go through life. And so I have a poem that's called "Sleeping Child Arise," because a lot of us just walk around like we're sleepwalking. And there's so much that going on. And then the other word that came up today was confidence. And then the other word was allow. So between those three words, like what's your thoughts on those and how we can help others by something that we can maybe expand on for either allow, and then I said aware and confidence.
Me or her?
Yes and yes.
Either or, both of us. I think allow is very similar to surrender. Mm-hmm. And, oftentimes I think we think we're the ones in the driver's seat. And I was always taught that the car goes left whether you turn the wheel right or left, which means there's a higher power at play. And so trusting in the sort of the flow of the universe, especially when it's hard and when it's difficult, and allowing, life to just move you through the experiences that you're meant to move through. That's what I would think would be enlightenment and surrender, and just trusting the flow of your own life. Most people don't trust their own life. So allow your life to unfold the way that it needs to for your own enlightenment.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I completely agree on that. And I think it was funny what you say about people kind of being sleepwalkers in a way, because I heard this thing not so long ago about a red car theory. The girl asked, "Oh, do you know about the red car theory?" And this guy says, "No, what is that?" And she said, "Oh, how many red cars have you seen today?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe some. I haven't really paid attention." And she said, okay, but what if I told you to pay attention to them? You'll be like, well, then I'll probably see a lot of them out there. And then she said that's the same thing about opportunities, that if you don't pay attention, they will just pass you like like cars passing by you. But if you really pay attention to them, there's so many opportunities out there, whether it's everything. And I think that was so interesting. And I started kind of doing that in my own life, and it has really opened some doors. And I think that's also about, you know, the allowing, like allowing to allow yourself to take a chance and try, you know, the stepping out of your comfort zone, and again, see where life takes you.
That's really good. Really good. And so, what do you like to do for fun?
Oh, what I like to do for fun besides studying?
Yeah, like, oh, this studying is so fun. I mean, it can be, because if you're in a curriculum that you really love, it can be fun, right?
Definitely.
But aside from the fun of studying, Julie, like what's something that you
I love going for walks. I love walking, exercising. I live close to the beach. That's amazing. I love filming videos. I started to film more of now I'm in a black sweater, but I love fashion. So I wanted to share more of that. So I have a lot of fun creating some content on Instagram and like doing some fun small videos with fashion and clothing. And you're, of course, being with friends and having a fun night with them, whether it's a movie, board games, or a fun night out with a drink.
Nice. Fun.
Very fun.
In Vancouver, so we do a lot of stuff outside, lots of nature walks, hikes, skiing at nighttime overlooking the city. I used to play a lot of soccer, love working out in the gym, and I like creative things as well too, art and theater and plays and stuff like that. So
awesome. So if you could say like something in 30 seconds, and I can time you, to inspire women around the world, what would that be? What would be something that you know would be inspiring for all women? 30 seconds.
Oh, am I starting?
Yeah, whoever. Are you going to start?
Oh, that's a big question. What can inspire people? I think for me, what I want to inspire other people to do, that's why I want to inspire people with fashion. I want to inspire people through the art of filmmaking. I want to inspire people to take chances, to wear the outfit. Who cares? To talk to that cute guy at the bar. You know, you never know what is going to happen. So I really want to encourage people to, and women, to take more chances and to, you know, step a little bit out of your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be a big step. It can be all the small baby steps. You know, if you're afraid to eat alone at a restaurant, maybe start going to the movies alone. Maybe go with a friend and have the friend sit on the row behind you. And the next time you go alone, it doesn't have to be crazy, but stepping out of your comfort zone and see what doors open, because it can truly take you somewhere amazing. Was that 30 seconds?
Cool.
That was good.
Well,
I would
thank you.
say stand in your truth.
Yeah,
Find
truly.
out what your truth is, stand in your truth, and kind of go inside yourself, pull apart everybody else's ideas around what you should be doing and what's right and what's wrong and all those things, and find out who you are. Find out the truth of your own self. So that's what I would say.
Find out the truth of your own self.
That's
Interesting.
beautiful.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much, ladies. This has been awesome and amazing. And Julie, I'll keep in touch with you related to, you know, some other things that we'll be doing, and we can just kind of stay in touch on the fashion stuff until we launch our own product line that we're going to be doing for the joint venture that we'll be doing.
I would love that. That sounds good.
Nice to meet you, Julie.
Pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
everybody. Misty Kerrigan here, a very proud member of Women of Impact and Innovation International. We're going to be sending out our Women of Impact and Innovation International welcome book. So we have an amazing book coming out for you guys. Going to give you a little more insight into the different ways you can support WOIII, giving you some of the things about the boards, what they mean, where the causes are going, what we're uniting under, a little bit of leadership, some checklists, or be able to know how you are being supportive, a goal sheet to see how we could align some of your goals with bigger goals. And most importantly, how you can make an impact not only internationally with our organization, but right in your own community. So stay tuned, guys.
Hi, I'm Nancy Allard. I'm a real estate broker, and I show people how to create true generational wealth by acquiring multifamily units, multi-units. And the reason I chose to join and become a member and an ambassador of WOIII is because this organization, this group is truly about women intent, women's impact, women in innovation. It's about women taking the world to the next level, taking us where we need to be. This organization and the international intent that we have, I'm all about it. Let's take this WOII and the women involved to the next level and help other women around the world to be all that they intended, all that they were supposed to be. I'm Nancy Allard.
I am powerful.
I am worthy.
I am creative. I'm wise.
I am beautiful.
And together, we want to say to you,
our sisters, sister, keep believing.
Keep going.
Keep rising.
And the last thing we want to tell you is,
never forget that you
are beautiful.
Well, everyone, we made it. I just talked to the last person that was supposed to be on, and they're not able to come right now. We are going to be rebroadcasting this on E360 TV, which is on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, Android TV, and a host of other outlets. And so we will be doing that in the coming weeks, and we will add on a few more people at that time, including the rest of the interviews from Forbes Riley. I'm actually going to see right here if there's part of it that I can put on now, and then we will end with that if it comes up. Otherwise, we will. You already saw part of what she did, and the other part we might be able to play right now. I'm going to see if that is the case. Let's see. Well, hey, everybody. My name is Dr. Crystal Richardson, and this is International Women's Day, and I am on with none other than Dr. Forbes Riley. How are you doing, sister?
So excited to be here. Just got off a 4-week tour traveling the U.S., meeting women and men all over, speaking and just loving life.
Excellent. Well, that's how we are. Like, we love life and love bringing life to not just people, but initiatives and impact all over the world. So go ahead, and I wouldn't probably do justice in introducing you, but go ahead and introduce yourself. There's actually probably some people in the world that don't even know who you are. Can you imagine that?
That's totally valid. They don't own a television and they've lived in a hole, and I love them for that. But hey, guys, so my name is Forbes Riley. Forbes is in the magazine. Riley is in the good life. And for the last 30 plus years, I've made a living selling products on television, everything from HSN and QVC to almost 200 different commercials that have played globally and generated over $2.5 billion in sales. I got that pretty wired. I'm also an international speaker, but my fun job is I get to be an actress and a television host. I've hosted everything from the creation of the ESPN X Games, my own national talk show, and I have a new movie coming out this April called Black Creek, which is a revenge picture with an undertone of sex trafficking, and I play the bad girl. Don't hold it against me, but it will be seen in theaters and then at a streaming platform near you. I'm grateful from the time I was 16 till now that I still get to act in movies and television. But unfortunately, sometimes you don't get to do only what you love. The universe guides you towards something else, and I spend most of my time now teaching and coaching other men and women to elevate their business and their communication. And I talk about a word that most people don't have any idea what it means, and it's called pitching. When you pitch someone to enroll in what you're doing, to buy your product, you make money, they get a product, and life is great. So now I invite you and almost the 28,000 students I have to pitch better, to get anything and everything that you want in life.
Mm-hmm. And there you have it, folks. In a nutshell, she does like way more than that, but she had to just kind of like tone it down just for a minute because we don't have like all day for the introduction. But you are amazing, and it's not just pitching; it's helping people to have that self-confidence. There's a lot that you do that brings people talk about what happened to you during your childhood or what happened to you like any time in life that made you maybe dim your light. And part of what you do is help people to amplify their light in a lot of different ways.
I love you for knowing that and sharing that with the world. Thank you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So for International Women's Day, we can speak to anyone and everyone because there'll be some men watching this as well. What is something that you would say is one of the biggest things that you see women need to address in order to have the impact that they're meant to have in the world?
I'm not quite sure when and where this happened in our culture, but women have been ingrained to play small. We have been told to be subservient to other people, whether it's other men or women. And it comes up in very unusual ways. I bet you didn't think about it, but when you got married in the US, you're required to take your husband's name legally. Well, does that mean that you're property? Does that mean that you lose your identity? Especially if you built an entire business for 10, 20, 30, 50 years, you get married and legally you are now his last name. So we have been taught to play small. Men tend to be a little bit more aggressive. We call masculine energy aggression. And women tend to be a little bit shyer and quieter, but which kind of makes you feel sometimes as a woman that your voice and opinion doesn't matter. Well, that's not true. I've spent most of my career being at a table or a boardroom full of men and being accused of being a bitch or cranky or stubborn just because I wanted my voice and my opinion to matter and to be heard. I've taken a lot of arrows. And I said, my daughter said this the other day. She's 21. She runs a company. And we're driving in the car and she turned to me and I thought it was the sweetest thing I've ever heard. She said, Mom, thank you. Thank you for helping to pave the way for me to step into my greatness without all the pain and suffering that you went through. Mm-hmm. And so if I can offer one thing to you as a woman, is that your opinion does matter. You're very smart. And we are, just by women, more nurturing, more inclusive. It's not always about us, but we think about our children, our families, and that's who we are. And so I would invite you to get clear on your message, be able to articulate what you do, not over talk it, but challenge yourself to be heard in any room that you're in, because you do matter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that that's something that's very key, and part of it is something that, you know, you and I have talked about over the years. We've been together a long time, you know, related to some of the books, One Habit and other things, is that women a lot of times just don't understand that people need to hear their voice. Like, it's not just a woman or a man, it's just like you are a human being, and so your voice should be heard. And being in corporate America myself for like over 40 years, being not, you know, not that tall of a person, and then being a Black female, I'll just put that out there, operating now in about—
Wait a second, you're Black?
I am. I'm actually brown in complexion.
And I'm peach. People call me white, but I ain't white. I am peach.
Peach and brown, yeah. But in almost 40 different countries, Forbes. And so in some of the countries, it's okay for women to speak, and in other countries, it's not appropriate or proper for women to be in leadership positions that I was in at those times. And so having where you know exactly what it is that you have to offer, and being able to articulate that in a way that is not seen as aggressive, but seen as, okay, she has her stuff together, she knows what she's talking about, and yes, we should listen, and we are going to listen. There's this thing, have you heard it called, you know, mansplaining? Have you heard that term?
Oh, yes.
Mansplaining. And so I've had that happen a few times, but not recently, but way back when I was a little tadpole. It's like, I just said that, you know, but then they say it and they listen to the other person. So it's a lot that we still have to overcome. There's still women that are going through some things like that. So you talked about the pitch, but everybody may or may not even think that that's something that you're actually doing every single day. It's not just because you have a business. So can you go into that a little bit?
So two things I want to share. Number one of the reasons that many women I've encountered play smaller is that somewhere in your past, you were told to do that. It was solidified that you didn't matter. Maybe you got touched, molested, hurt, raped. 1 in 3 women have actually dealt with that on some level and seem to carry this sense of, I don't matter as much, or I can't enjoy my own body. I can't be as loud and proud as I want to. And I encourage any woman who has gone through that we have some programs to come to deal with that, because that will plague you. That will come out in your speech when you talk about how being quieter is accepted, and you've learned to deal with that. And I'm going to ask you to get your house in order in the past, so that you don't have to write your future from what happened to you, but to write your future from where you are now and who you believe you really are meant to be. Mm-hmm. When I talk about the word pitch, and let's get really clear about that, pitch is designed to coerce, influence, and persuade another person to take an action. It's not selling. I don't sell people.
Right.
I just get you to do something. And you do that by understanding some basic principles, that everybody comes to the table with their own agenda. So you're not here to force their agenda. You're here to get them to want what you have. And so it becomes a little bit of a cat and mouse game, that sometimes it's not about being the loudest or bulliest. It's about being the most seductive. What does that word mean? That means to seduce someone to listen to you, not sexual at all. Because how do you speak so their ears want to hear what you're doing? Right. And so sometimes as a woman, you might lower your voice a little, because sometimes it's hard for a man to hear all of that. And you hear this, you're like, oh my gosh, this woman is at a register to bring it down. And you've met women like that, Crystal, yes?
Right.
Who are physically hard to listen to.
Right.
Well, the timbre of my voice is no longer in my head. It's down in my chest. Mm-hmm. And I worked on that. And I'm going to tell you, as a woman, there are exercises and practices that you should incorporate. 1, how you sit and stand, how you dress. If you walk into a meeting of all men in a short skirt, I don't care how good you look, the men are probably thinking one of a couple of things, and none of them are going to serve you. So why is it that you want to wear a cool jacket? Why do you want to look a certain way? Because it does command power without being too sexual. And I really, funny, it's Crystal, I didn't really appreciate this until my daughter came of age. She's been in business. She was 17. She's now 21. And she always tells me, Mom, I don't want to be sexualized. And I'm like, what does that mean? So I don't want to wear that because then men will only think that. And I'm like, you're right. It is why women have power suits, so that you just stop looking at anything below my attitude, my energy, and my face, because the rest of it is not interesting in this environment. And I never appreciated that until she pointed it out, because I love wearing my dresses and my high heels and looking hot. Save that for when it's all women or it's appropriate or it's a dinner. But if you're there to be a leader, leaders are not meant to be showing off their body. And I don't love saying that, but I now come to understand why it's true. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, not obviously, but to me, it's obvious that it, depending on what it is that you're doing, where it is that you're going, and what the message is supposed to be or what you want to accomplish, then you need to have where the energy and the focus is on what it is that you want to accomplish. So, I mean, I have this on today, but I just like high tops. But yeah, so I've always had business suits, and it's exactly what you're saying. It's having the focus on what you want to have the focus on. And I think, even with what you're saying about people's voices and understanding, I deal a lot with the various personality types. So depending on when you walk into a room, as a woman, as a man, as anyone, understanding who is in the room and the different levels of people, the different personality types, you can then tailor your message, tailor your pitch based on who is there. And so you do what you do, I do what I do from the 51 powerful P's of public speaking perspective. And it's really interesting when you understand how to tailor the message and be flexible enough with what it is that you are going to say, that you can just in a matter of seconds shift that message. And I think that's important for women to understand.
And one of the things that I've concluded, again, in my theories, and I teach this, is about the power of assumptions, what Crystal just said, is that when you walk into a room, you're not there to deliver a speech, a canned thing that you wrote several nights ago or weeks ago, because there's people in that room, or human beings who are living and breathing. And the most powerful thing you can do is to be present with your message, be flexible to shift it so that the ears hear that. And if you're speaking and you look around the room and you notice people are not paying attention, it is your responsibility as a leader to stop at that moment and look at them and take that moment. I will tell you what's happened in recent years. If you're on a cell phone when I'm speaking, I will stop my speech, walk up to you and ask you if the person you're talking to or texting is more important than what I have to say. I got to tell you, it gets quite an interesting reaction from everyone in the room. The person sheepishly puts their phone away and everyone pays attention, because ladies, you get what you tolerate. If you tolerate being put down, abused, being less than, you will get that, I promise you. And if you want a level of respect on some deep-seated version of yourself, you need to command it.
Right.
And it's not by hitting people over the head, but it is by being so great, having that message that's so important and the passion to deliver it, that the room just stops and goes, wow, we're lucky to be in this room with her because she has something to say. She matters enough. And it's your responsibility to step into that and own it.
Right, right. And there's ways of doing that, and I know it's not where you have to say, hey, everybody listen to me like that. That is not how you do that. And you have said that. I've done similar things, as well as just stop talking and just stare at the person and just wait. Like we're just gonna wait. And sometimes like they just don't even get it, like if they're having another conversation, because if I have like an interactive, I'm really interactive, you are as well. And then the interaction is over and it's time to get back to the point. Several people are still interacting. I'm like, we'll just wait. Some people, it's like, hey, trying to get their attention, but there's all different ways of doing that. I want to just point right here at our various impact committees, and some of what you just said and some of what we've been talking about deals with business and leadership and mental health. And we talked a little bit about, let's see, what else did we actually talk about? Maybe some innovative ways to do some things. These are areas that that we spoke on. Now, I just want to say this about Forbes. So she is one of the main honorary members, board members for Women of Impact and Innovation International. She just won one of our international Innovology awards this past year and came to accept that. We had an awesome and amazing time. Even the night before, when I was in your room, we had some really great conversations.
It was great.
And we go way back. So really honored, Forbes, to be able to honor you. And what can you just say to some of our women about, what we have here and how important it is for us to align as we get ready to close?
Well, I will tell you that that list is beautifully comprehensive, and I'll just touch a little bit on how each committee to me varies. When we talk about business and leadership, that is about owning your space in the world, and business is about making money, for you to create a concept that other people want and are willing to pay you for that. But step number 2 for me is about health and wellness. I personally am in the National Fitness Hall of Fame, and I'm married to a gentleman who just won his 3rd Arnold Classic fitness competition. Thank you very much. So a bit of an expert over here when it comes to eating, being physical, exercising, whether you believe in the gym or home workouts. But as a speaker, as a professional, you must look the part. What does that mean? It means that if you're going to go for an 8-hour day, you better prepare for that. You better be healthy enough to have the stamina involved. And I personally believe that being at a healthy, vibrant weight, what you choose to eat. And if you don't know what to eat, reach out to me, because I've been traveling a lot. And I've gone to menus where everything is fried and everything is breaded, and people don't realize it's a problem, especially in the middle of the country, of what protein means and what fruit and vegetables mean about, I could go on and on about health and wellness, mindset and mental health. I've been hearing more and more people who are crumbling to the point of suicide. Mm-hmm. And how you take personal time for yourself and shift your mindset. One piece of advice is simply turn on YouTube and find beautiful motivational speakers, people who speak to your heart. And be quiet. And I also want you to know that your reality right now is not reality. Whatever you're going through, whatever pressures are, if you walk away to a different place, they're not the same. And so please don't let the current state of the world get you down. Crystal, I used to work for Club Med. I was 27 years old. I was really going through some tough times in New York City. I went down to Turks and Caicos and I was just struggling. And I'm sitting on a boat and the water is crystal blue. And I said to myself, little girl, if it ever gets to a point where you don't want to be here anymore, you get your butt on a plane and you come back here and sit on this boat. Because people on this island, they eat mangoes, they dance at night, they sing and they swim. They don't care about your problems or the debt that you're carrying, or they don't care about anything except life itself. Right. And honestly, I've always have a picture of that. And whenever I get down, I remember if I don't like my life right now, I can completely change it and go somewhere else. So please don't end it. That just breaks my heart. Right. Publishing, media, and marketing. Guys, marketing is life. Being out there and understanding how to create books. Even if you don't want to write an entire book, Crystal and I created a compilation book. Being published is like the coolest little thing in the world. People read your stuff. They get excited by your message. They want your autograph. They want to buy your book. And I love the idea of publishing. When you get to that point, you by nature become a mentor. Mentorship is really giving of yourself to people maybe who can't afford you. I will tell you, I've met a lot of people who are young, who are old, who are not sure what to do next. You're an expert in something. Give that time to someone else and watch how happy it makes your heart. And then I can go on to the rest between innovation, wellness, investment, solidarity. There are people on this team who do that way better. But 1 through 5, I gotcha.
You're into solidarity. Come on.
Oh, no, I can keep going. I just know how much time we want. I better tell you, when it comes to justice and civility, I witnessed a murder trial. I got to tell you, I went through the murder trial of a little boy that I raised for 12 years of his life. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger. And I watched the justice system and I watched things that are not quite fair. And it's fascinating. Crystal, you're a lawyer, so you understand there's a whole world out there. I would at all cost avoid the legal system, everything from parking tickets on, because justice isn't what you think it is. Just because you believe
you're
a
lawyer. Right. I'm not a lawyer.
You're not? Oh, I thought you were. Well, I think you are. How are you not a lawyer? You're everything else.
Lawyer. I don't know where you got that from.
That's so funny. I thought that you were involved in all that. And then when it comes to technology, here's my next thought. As somebody who's turning 64 years old next month. Yep, 64. There's a big difference between people who graduated with a cell phone and people like me who graduated with a phone attached to the wall. Here's my advice to you. Technology is ever evolving. It's very fast. And hell yeah, it's frustrating. Find somebody a little younger, put them on your team, and stay current. I love these new technologies called Canva and AI this and ChatGPT that. Don't miss out on all the things that are happening. It's the most exciting time ever. It's a little overwhelming, so take a little bite of the elephant at a time. But I'm going to tell you, your life gets better when you stay current with technology.
It really does. It really does. And your daughter does great at all of that as well. So really great for you to have her, not just on your team, but she's your daughter. It's really great.
Well, she's got a book coming out called Every Company Needs a Kid. And what that means is every person needs to have an access line to somebody younger, because younger people think differently. You know, when we were younger, we used to call, oh, that establishment, they don't know what they're talking about. Well, that's every generation. My daughter is 4 generations younger than me. I have a lot to learn. And I will tell you, the speed at which she can take a cell phone. And we went to Portugal and Greece these last 2 summers without a single reservation. Between her understanding how all of the little booking apps work, we got great last minute hotels, great deals. It was phenomenal. I will tell you, my mom would have freaked out because she had had everything planned months in advance.
Yeah,
that's the joy of technology.
That's my husband. Well, I do need to get on your calendar before we end. It is the next women's summit, but my birthday, you're 64. So this year in September, I'll be turning 60. So you got to make sure September 8th that you are available for our gala. You better not tell me that you have something going on. You need to come to Arizona.
All right. Well, I'm putting that on my calendar right now. Everybody, September 8th for the next gala. Sounds like a great date to me. I'm ready to party. By the way, Crystal throws
a party.
She throws amazing events. If she invites you to something, I wouldn't miss it. The tribe of women that she has collected is second to none. They are innovative. They're smart. They're funny. We all got to hang out at a beach house last time. I got to tell you, we do the work, but we also work hard and play hard.
Right, right. So yeah, I'll get with you and whoever else I need to get with related to you so we can have you reserved in the house that we'll be in before that. So it'll be great to have you there for my birthday, sister.
Yeah, all right, Arizona, you got it. I'm there. How can I miss that? You can't. You know what, guys? There was a time in my life where I was incredibly lonely, where nobody knew who I was. I didn't have a whole lot of friends. I worked a lot. I wanted to just be an actress. And my life got exponentially better when I stepped back and said, you know, there's real power in friendship, in networking, in relationships. And here was the issue that I never wanted to do when I was younger. I didn't want to give of my time. I was very selfish with it. I liked to read and study and dance. And when I started getting involved with other people who gave back to me as much as I was giving, my life got better. So I'm going to urge you, if you're listening to this, to step up and lean in, to find associations and groups and give of your time, because it's the greatest gift ever when people say thank you and how much they appreciate you. So my life is better. And Crystal is one of those women who's made my life exponentially better.
Well, thank you so much. And you know, you can call me anytime as usual. So no worries at all. And we really appreciate you being on for International Women's Day. And I hope you have safe journeys coming up here pretty soon. And all of what you do is always amazing. You impact so many lives.
I appreciate that, but I'm going to tell you, I'm taking my son and daughter and husband to Iceland for spring break.
Yeah.
You know why? It was on our bucket list forever to see the Northern Lights. And I'm going to tell you, dream bigger than you ever imagined and go see. The world is phenomenal. There are so many things that it just changes your perspective when you see people of other cultures, other environments, other foods, tastes, and music. And I believe personally, that's one of the best parts of life. So I would choose to, however you can get there, save up for it, but make sure you don't miss that. And the last part is vacations or travel with your family becomes the memories that you will cherish. And I mean, my daughter and I can remember a baked potato that we had. She was 8 years old in London because we marked that memory. Or when we all went off to Italy. And I'll tell you what, I sometimes combine work and play so I can get to these places. But if you ask my son and daughter their favorite Christmas, it would be over in the Italian Alps. How we got there, it snowed on Christmas Eve and we got stuck for 2 days and we had snowball fights and it was the best ever. So I'm going to share with you, don't miss the joys of life.
And I want to commend you too on what you're saying, because that was part of what happened to me in just a slightly different way, is include your children, because then you give them that bug at an early age where then they are now world travelers and they can experience more. And then it just gives you just such a different perspective. I was a clarinet player and piano player in an international band when I was in high school. So I got picked for that at the band camp because I was like first and second chair clarinet. And so I went to Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. And that just opened my eyes so much to like wow, like this world is amazing. And then I've been traveling ever since. And I don't know how many places you've been, but like I think it's been like I think I'm almost up to about 40 different countries. And with business, pleasure, missions, ministry, teaching dance, teaching genetic research, software, validation, and public speaking, like all the different things that I do. I might be going to India probably next month, potentially for virtual reality stuff, so it's just, it's just a matter of just seeing what's out there and then building it. Then you can write books. You can write books about all the different things that you've done.
Yeah, you can. You're awesome. And that is one reason I love hanging out with you.
Well, thank you, Forbes. And you have an amazing International Women's Day as you continue to be international with your Iceland trip. I can't wait to see the pictures and hear about that.
Oh, I know. Mwah, I love you guys. Thank you so very much for letting me. And I can't wait to give you a big, big birthday hug.
Sounds amazing. Again. All right, so here we are, folks. I'm just talking away on mute. Thank you. So that was the interview with Forbes Riley, and she is off with her family to Iceland. Wanted to just thank her for taking time out. She was a royal entomologist for this past year in WOIII, along with Michelle Seiler Tucker. She was on with us this morning. Seems like it was like 3 days ago, but it was just this morning that Michelle was on. And then the first year for WOIII, it was Sharon Lecter was the international awardee. So honoree, excuse me. So really happy to have those women in my life personally and supporting our organization. I would like to thank you, all of you all, for all of your support. There's some of you all that have been hanging out, in and out and off and on for the whole day. And yes, Sally, you need to come with Linda. You guys need to come for my birthday. It's awards gala, charity gala. So there will be tickets, and we want to support homeless women. There's several initiatives for them. But that gala is going to be amazing. It's going to be probably not like anything that you've ever been to before. And after that, there'll be the taste reception that I'll be having at our main party house, which is across the street from my house. We've rented the Airbnb to have that facility. So I'm not giving out the location of where the gala is going to be, but we'll be able to, I'm not even going to say that, because then a lot of you all are pretty sneaky, because I was about to say something and then you're going to Google those areas and then figure out where it would be. So I'm not going to say anything about it, but it looks beautiful and amazing. And nowadays with the technology, I can't even put the pictures of it up. I have to put up other pictures, because you can just Google the picture and then it does an analysis and then it gives you the address. So I can't even do that either. So you're not going to see anything about it until it's time. Yeah. So it's really so beautiful. And so we'll be having the speakers competition September 5th and 6th. There'll be some other things going on the rest of the 6th and the 7th. And then the gala, the awards gala for the 2024 Global Awards will be on that Sunday with the gala, and then culminating with my birthday party, my 60th birthday party. So anyway, I really want to have where we start getting the applications rolling in of all those who think that they might have what it takes to win some of those awards. You'll be hearing more and more and more about it, because the cutoff date to have all the nominations in is mid-June or so. So we'll make sure that you all have all the information so you can elect your friends, elect yourself. And I look forward to having an amazing awards gala if we have some really good potential recipients. This was International Women's Day. Thank you for being on with us. It was a total joy, total joy. And I think we made it through without losing internet connection. We had some people that were on mute like me. We had some people that we couldn't hear them and they were able to figure things out. So I think it was a good day from a technology perspective. I also think it was a good day from the tips. Oh my gosh, the tips and tools and prayers and comments and just all of what was poured into us as women. I'm definitely going to have to go segment by segment to listen and take a few more notes because I was taking notes, but it was a really good day, really blessed day. So remember, always, 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 in anything and everything that you do, keep rising, keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep rising, keep moving forward, and everything's going to be okay. All right. God bless you. God keep you. Thank you for being a part of our International Women's Day today. I'll close out with our International Women's Day commercial, and that is a wrap.